Dear students, good morning. Today we are going to discuss about energy of orbitals and the filling of electrons in the orbitals. Two concepts we are going to discuss. First, energy of orbitals. First we will discuss about energy of orbitals in one shell. Take any one cell, for example fourth cell. So what about the energy of the orbitals in the fourth cell? So as we know that the cell will have four type of orbitals, isn't it? S, P, D and F. When we consider the orbitals in one shell, what is the energy? Which will have more energy, which will have less energy. To find the energy of orbitals, we have to consider effective nuclear charge, right? So in third lesson, in periodic classification lesson, we already discussed what is effective nuclear charge. So when we consider an atom, take lithium, right? So 3 electrons present in lithium, 2 electrons in the first cell and the third electron is in the second cell. Now the protons present in the nucleus attracting the electrons, then along with attraction between the proton and electron, there will be electron-electron repulsion also. So two forces are acting in an atom. One is attraction between the proton and the electron. Another one is a repulsion between the electrons due to charges, right? So all the electrons are having the same charges. So electrons will repel each other. At the same time, the electrons are attracted by the protons. So two forces are acting in an atom. They are acting in opposite direction, isn't it? So when we consider this electron, the proton present in the nucleus will attract this electron at the same time. There will be a repulsion between this electron with these two electrons. So both are acting in opposite direction, so that effective nuclear charge means the net nuclear charge experienced by this electron is called effective nuclear charge. Generally nuclear charge means 3 electrons present outside the nucleus. That means 3 protons will be present inside the nucleus. So for neutral lithium, atomic number 3 electrons present outside the nucleus. So 3 protons will be in the nucleus. So nuclear charge means 3. But what about effective nuclear charge? The net nuclear charge experienced by this electron is called effective nuclear charge, right? So when we consider one particular shell, so 4 orbitals may be there, S, P, D and F. The order of effective nuclear charges like this. This is the order of effective nuclear charge, because when we consider the orbitals, S orbital is closer to the nucleus than the p orbital. At the same time, p orbital is closer to the nucleus than the d orbital. D orbital is closer to the nucleus than the f orbital. So based on that, this is the order of effective nuclear charge. Then energy of orbital is opposite to the effective nuclear charge, right? So this is the order of effective nuclear charge. That means the energy of orbitals will be like this. So this is one more question. What about energy of orbitals in a subcell? Sorry, in a shell. So this is the order of effective nuclear charge. Energy will be opposite to that effective nuclear charge, so that f orbital has more energy than the d orbital. D orbital has more energy than the p orbital. P orbital has more energy than the s orbital. So this is the order of energy of orbitals in a shell. When we consider energy of orbitals in the different cells, we are not considering only one cell. So when we take different cells, what will be the energy of orbitals? So in Schrodinger's wave equation concept and Bohr's atomic model, we studied the energy of an electron in nth orbit minus 1312.8 z square divided by m square kilojoule per mole. If you consider hydrogen, one electron is in the first orbit. So general formula for calculating energy of an electron in nth orbit is minus 1312.8 z square divided by n square. Unit kilojoule per mole. So Z is atomic number, n is principal quantum number. So from the formula we get an information. What is it? The energy of an electron is depending on principal quantum number. So energy of an electron is representing what? The orbital. Electron is spending most of its time in a place which is called orbital. So energy of an orbital is mainly depending on principal quantum number. When principal quantum number increases, energy will also be increased, right? So this is a general concept. Consider 1s, 2s, 3s orbitals. Principal quantum number for 1s orbital is 1, for 2s orbital 2, 3s orbital 3. What about energy of these orbital? Comparing 1s, 2s orbital has more energy. Comparing 2s, 3s orbital has more energy. So when principal quantum number increases, energy of orbital will also increase. That means simply we can understand, if an orbital is far away from the nucleus, or when we move from nucleus onwards, the energy will increase, right? So first we discussed about energy of orbitals in a shell, SPDF. So F orbital has more energy than the D orbital. D orbital has more energy than the P orbital. P orbital has more energy than the S orbital. That was discussed based on effective nuclear charge. Next one, orbitals of different orbits, different cells is discussed based on what? Principal quantum number. So when principal quantum number increases, energy of orbital will be increased. Then what is ground state? What is excited state? Ground state and the excited state. Consider carbon with atomic number 6. Electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1. Right? So this is the electronic configuration of carbon. The electronic configuration is called the ground state electronic configuration. That means energy is very low. For the atom, the energy is low, so this is called the ground state. If other atoms are approaching the carbon to make a covalent bond or any other bonds, so when other atoms are approaching the carbon, an electron will jump from one orbital into another orbital. For example, 1s2, 2s1, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. When other atoms are approaching the carbon, one electron is jumped from 2s orbital into 2pz orbital. So this is called the excited state configuration. Excited state refers higher energy, right? So for an atom, energy will be low. It's called the ground state. The energy will be more. It's called the excited state. The configuration at that states are called what? Ground state electronic configuration and excited state electronic configurations respectively. So as we know that when we move from nucleus onwards, energy increases. So comparing the orbitals of first orbit, orbitals of second orbit will have more energy. Comparing the second orbit orbitals, orbitals in the third orbit will have more energy. So when we move from nucleus onwards, energy increases. Now we have to find exactly the energy of orbitals. So what is the order of energy of orbitals? We have to find it. For that we have a formula n plus L. When principal quantum number increases, that means shell is increasing from the nucleus, energy increases. This is general concept. Exactly, we can find the order of energy of orbitals using the formula n plus L. So consider n value and L value for each orbital. Principal quantum number 1, azimuthal quantum number 0, n plus L value 1. So what is the orbital? The orbital is 1s orbital. Principal quantum number 2, azimuthal quantum number 0, n plus L value 2, so 2s. Azimuthal quantum number 1 for the principal quantum number 2. So 2 plus 1, 3. So this is 2p orbital, right? Second cell, L value 0, 2s orbital. Second cell, L value 1 means p orbital. So this is called a 2p orbital. Then principal quantum number 3. What are the possible azimuthal quantum number? 0, 1, 2. 3 plus 0, 3. 3 plus 1, 4. 3 plus 2, 5. So n plus L value. So 3, third cell and the s orbital. So 3s. Third cell, p orbital. 3p. Third cell, d orbital. 3d. Right. So for the orbitals, we have calculated the n plus L value. Now what is the order of energy of orbital? For that, if an orbital has low n plus L value, it has low energy. Consider the orbital. If it has low n plus L value, then its energy will be low. The orbital with high n plus L value will have higher energy. So you take these orbitals which has lowest n plus L value. 1s orbital has least value. So this is having least energy. Then n plus L value 2. Comparing 1s, 2s orbital has more energy. Then n plus L value 3. Comparing the 2s, 2p orbital has more energy. So we can write the order. 1s orbital has least energy. Comparing the 1s orbital, 2s orbital has more energy. Then comparing 2s, 2p orbital has more energy. Now what about 3s? For 2p orbital, n plus L value 3. For 3s orbital also, n plus L value 3. So we have common n plus L value. Now which is having lower energy, which is having higher energy. If two orbitals are having equal n plus L value, the orbital with lower principal quantum number is having low energy. So out of these two orbitals, this is the orbital having low principal quantum number 2. So 2p orbital has less energy. Okay, so comparing 2p, 3s has more energy. Comparing 3s, 3p orbital has more energy. Right. So like that we may write. Fourth cell. What are the possible azimuthal quantum numbers? 0, 1, 2, 3. N plus L value 4, 5, 6, 7. Orbitals 4s, 4p, 4d, 4f. So already we have arranged orbitals up to 3p, isn't it? Comparing 1s, 2s has more energy. Comparing 2s, 2p has more energy. Comparing 2p, 3s has more energy. Then comparing 3s, 3p has more energy because n plus l value 4. Now we have a question. 3p orbital has n plus l value 4 and the 4s orbital has n plus l value 4. Which will have lower energy? This one. Because 3p orbital has low principal quantum number value 3. So 3p orbital has lower energy. Then what will be the next orbital? Will you write a 3d orbital or 4s orbital? We have to write 4s orbital because for 4s orbital n plus l value low. For 3d 5, for 4s orbital 4. So comparing 3p, 4s orbital has higher energy. Then after that 3d. For 3d orbital and 4p orbital equal n plus l value, but this has lower principal quantum number. So 3d has more energy than the 4s. Right. After that 4p. So like that we may arrange the orbitals. Okay. Consider p orbital. P orbital is of 3 types: px, py, pz. Right. So the orbital is orienting in different axes. So we have 3 possible orientations for p subcell. So we have 3 p orbitals. These are called degenerate orbitals. So these 3 orbitals are having equal energy. They are called degenerate orbitals. In the same way, d orbital also. D orbital is of what? 5 types: dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, dz square. Right. So they are called a degenerate orbital, equal energy. But if this is in an external magnetic field, then energy will be different. Okay. So if you take a d orbital, as we discussed, this will form one set and this will form another set. So this is called a T2G set. This is EG set. So in the absence of a magnetic field or electric field, these are all degenerate. Energy will be equal. In the presence of magnetic field, energy will be different. So these won't be degenerate orbital. So in the presence of magnetic field, d orbital will be splitted in this way. So this is a triply degenerate, this is a doubly degenerate. Okay. So what about energy of orbitals? We know that energy of an electron in nth orbit is denoted as minus 1312.8 z square divided by m square kilojoule per mole. This is for one electron species like hydrogen atom, and the energy of an electron is mainly depending on principal quantum number. So when principal quantum number changes, energy will also be changed. When principal quantum number increases, energy will also be increased. So when we take an atom, the electron present in the first orbit has a particular energy. At the same time, the electron present in the second orbit will have more energy. So when we move from nucleus onwards, principal quantum number increases. So this is first orbit, principal quantum number 1. Second orbit, principal quantum number 2. So when we move from nucleus onwards, principal quantum number increases, so that energy will also be increased for the electron. Electron energy increases means automatically it mentions what? Orbital energy also increased. So orbital energy will be increased when we move from nucleus onwards. Then for an atom, we say two words, ground state and excited state. The orbital has a lower energy, it's called ground state energy, and if it has more energy, we call them as excited state, right? So lower energy is represented as ground state, higher energy will be represented as excited state. Then we can find the order of energy of orbital using n plus L value. For each orbital, one is n value 1, L value 0. So n plus L value 1. For 2s orbital, this is the orbital in the second orbital. So principal quantum number 2, azimuthal quantum number 0, n plus L value 2. 2p orbital, principal quantum number 2, azimuthal quantum number 1, n plus L value 3. 3s, 3, 0, 3. Like that. Using the n plus L value, we can find the order of energy of orbital. N plus L value is a lower one for 1s. So this is the orbital with the least energy, 1s. Then n plus L value will be higher for 2s. So 2s orbital has more energy. Comparing 2s, 3s orbital has more n plus L value. So 2p. Comparing 2s, 2p orbital has more n plus L value, so which has more energy. Now there is a question, 2p orbital and 3s orbital, both are having same n plus L value. In that case, we have to find the orbital with low principal quantum number. So 2p and 3s, both are having the n plus L value 3 means 2p orbital has lesser principal quantum number. So 2p orbital has less energy, then 3s orbital has more energy. So in this way, we may follow the order. 3s, 3p, 4s, 3d, 4p, like that. We can arrange the orbitals in the increasing order of energy based on the n plus L value. If you know the principal and azimuthal quantum number, based on n plus L value, you can arrange the orbitals in the increasing order of energy. If two orbitals are having same n plus L value, means orbital with less n value is having less energy. So this is the arrangement of orbitals in the increasing order of energy. Next, degenerate orbitals mean what? P orbital, D orbital, F orbitals are having more than one type of orbital. If all the orbitals of P, D, F having same energy means or equal energy means degenerate. So Px, Py, Pz, all the three orbitals are having same energy or equal energy means it's called a degenerate orbital. In the presence of magnetic field or electric field, the energy will be different. Okay. So at the same time, all the 5 orbitals are having equal energy, degenerate orbital. In the presence of magnetic field or electric field, it will be split into two types, T2G set and EG set. So F orbitals, 7 types. If all are having equal energy means degenerate orbital. So we have to know what is the meaning of degenerate orbital or degeneracy. Then orbital present in one cell, S, P, D, F. 4 orbitals present in a cell means what about the energy? Effective nuclear charges decreases in this order. Right? When we move from S orbital to F orbital, effective nuclear charge decreases. That means energy increases. So all these are the concepts which are related with energy of orbitals. If we know the energy of orbitals, then we can fill the electrons in the orbitals. So next concept, filling of orbitals. So now electrons are going to be placed in the orbitals, right? So we have different orbits, and in the orbits we have orbitals. Now electrons are going to be placed in the orbitals. The process is called what? Electronic configuration or electronic arrangement. Hydrogen, we write it as 1s1. For helium, 1s2. For lithium, 1s2, 2s1, like that we represent. So 1 electron of hydrogen is placed in 1s orbital, 2 electrons of helium placed in 1s orbital. Out of 3 electrons of lithium, first 2 electrons are placed in 1s orbital and the third electron is placed in 2s orbital. So this represents the arrangement of electrons in the orbitals of an atom. This is called electronic arrangement or electronic configuration. So now we are going to discuss about filling of electrons in the orbitals. In order to fill the electrons in the orbitals, we have certain rules. First one, Aufbau principle. Public 3 marker. Next, Pauli exclusion principle. Third one, Hund's rule. So if we follow all these principles, we can write the correct order of arrangement of electrons in the orbitals. So these are all basic. Based on this, we have to arrange the electrons in the orbitals. So one by one we will discuss. First, Aufbau principle. So each principle is a public question. Aufbau, Pauli exclusion principle and the Hund's rule. So when we take Aufbau principle, it says first electron occupies lower energy orbitals, then it occupies higher energy orbital. So Aufbau principle says when electrons are arranged in the orbitals in an atom, first it occupies lower energy orbital. Consider the energy of orbitals. We have already framed energy of orbitals using what value? N plus L value. Based on N plus L value, already we know the order of energy of orbitals. So that only we take hydrogen, electronic configuration is written as 1s1. If you take carbon, atomic number 6, how the 6 electrons are placed? Out of 6 electrons, first 2 electrons are placed in lower energy orbital 1s. Next 2 electrons are placed in 2s orbital. Then remaining 2 electrons placed in 2p orbital. We know the order of energy of orbital. Comparing 1s, 2s has more energy. Comparing 2s, 2p has more energy. So out of 6 electrons, first 2 electrons are occupying 1s orbital. Why? Maximum 2 electrons can be placed in an orbital. So that out of 6, 2 electrons placed in lower energy orbital 1s. Then electrons are going into the higher energy orbital 2s. After filling the 2s orbital, the electrons are moving into the higher energy orbital 2p. So always electrons are filled in the orbitals in the increasing order of energy. First electrons fill in the lower energy orbital, then it fills in the higher energy orbitals. So how much electrons maximum present in p orbital? Maximum 6 electrons can be accommodated. Right? So Aufbau principle says electrons will be arranged in lower energy orbitals first, then higher energy orbitals will be filled. Right? So using n plus L value, we can arrange the orbitals in the increasing order of energy. So this is the simple way to find the energy of orbital, right? So using n plus L value, we can arrange. And another simple way is based on this diagram. Using the diagram, you can find the energy of orbital. Now energy is increasing in this order, right? Top to bottom. So 1s orbital is having least energy. 1s having the least energy. Next 2s. After 2s, lower energy orbital is 2p. Then after 2p, 3s. After 3s, 3p. Then 4s. After 4s, 3d. Next 4p and 5s. Then 4d, 5p. Sixes, 4f, 5d, 6p, 5f. Here 7s will be there. 7s. So like this it will go. So already we have completed this order of energy of orbital. From 1s onwards, energy increases. So using n plus L value, we have already calculated the increasing order of energy of orbitals. Using this simple diagram, we can find or we can arrange the orbitals in the increasing order. 1 plus 0, 1s, 2 plus 0, 2. Like that we calculated. Using this simple diagram, we can find it. So the order is in this way. First 1s, then 2s. Next one 2p. Don't consider 3s. So how will you write the order of energy of orbital? Using the diagram. First write 1s orbital, then 2s orbital. After 2s you have to consider 2p, not 3s. 2p, then 3s. After 3s you have to go here again. 3p, 4s. Again 3d, 4p, 5s. Then 4d, 5p, 6s, then 4f, 5d, 6p, 7s. Like that. So in this order, when you write, this order will be exactly equal to the order of energy of orbital arranged based on n plus L value. So this is the simple way of identifying the order of energy of orbitals. So what is Aufbau principle? When we arrange the electrons in the orbitals, first electrons occupy the lower energy orbital. Next one, Pauli exclusion principle. It says no two electrons in an atom can have same quantum numbers for the electron. So if you take an atom, no two electrons in an atom can have equal quantum numbers. So consider helium. Atomic number 2. Electronic configuration will be written as 1s2. Right? So 2 electrons placed in the lower energy orbital, 1s orbital. For this 1s orbital, 2 electrons placed. For the 2 electrons, we can write the possible quantum numbers. According to Pauli exclusion principle, all the 4 quantum numbers will not be equal for the electron. We take first electron. Out of 2 electrons, we consider first electron. What is the principal quantum number for first electron? Principal quantum number 1, because the electron is placed in the 1s orbital, first cell. Principal quantum number 1. Azimuthal quantum number for s orbital 0. For s orbital, magnetic quantum number 0. Right? So 1s orbital is accommodated by 2 electrons. We consider the first electron. First electron is placed in the first orbit, s subcell, s orbital, so 1s orbital. What about the spinning of this electron clockwise direction? So magnetic quantum number, spin quantum number plus 1 by 2. Then we take second electron. For the second electron also, same first orbit, s subcell, s orbital. It is also placed in the 1s orbital. But what about the spinning? Which is spinning in anti-clockwise direction. So according to Pauli exclusion principle, if you take 2 electrons in an orbital, all the quantum numbers for the 2 electrons will not be equal. Maximum 3 quantum numbers may be same, definitely 4th quantum number will be different. So this is called what? Pauli exclusion principle. 2 electrons placed in an orbital, maximum 3 quantum numbers may be similar, but definitely 4th quantum number should be different. Okay, so this is called the Pauli exclusion principle. It indicates what? When we place 2 electrons in an orbital, we should not place the electron like this. Now this represents what? Both the electrons are spinning in clockwise direction. This will not happen because both the electrons are having same energy. Always there will be repulsion between the electrons. To avoid the repulsion, one electron is spinning in clockwise direction, another electron is spinning in anti-clockwise direction. So this is the way of representing the electrons in an orbital. So for that, in an orbital, 2 electrons may have maximum 3 quantum numbers is same, but 4th quantum number will be different. So no 2 electrons in an atom can have same quantum numbers. All the quantum numbers will not be same for 2 electrons in an orbital. Definitely 4th spin quantum number will be different. So this is called a Pauli exclusion principle. What is the application of this one? When we arrange the electrons in an orbital, one electron should spin in clockwise, another electron should spin in anti-clockwise direction. In the same way, we can write quantum numbers for some other atoms also. For example, take beryllium. For beryllium, you can write quantum numbers. Electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2. Consider the 2 electrons in 1s orbital. 2 electrons present in 1s orbital. What are the possible quantum numbers? N value 1, L value 0, magnetic quantum number 0, spin quantum number plus 1 by 2 for first electron. Second electron, first 3 quantum numbers same, spin quantum number will be different. This is for 1s orbital. What about the electrons in 2s orbital? The same way, principal quantum number 2, azimuthal quantum number 0, magnetic quantum number 0, but spin quantum number will be plus 1 by 2, minus 1 by 2. So the application of a Pauli exclusion principle is, we can write possible quantum numbers, thereby we can find possible number of electrons, right? Possible number of electrons. So how much possibilities we can write down? For 1s orbital, 2 possibilities, 2s orbital, 2 possibilities. So 4 possible quantum numbers we can write. N value 1, L value 0, M value 0, then spin quantum number plus 1 by 2. So like that, we may write 4 possible combinations. Thereby, how much electrons can be present in beryllium? Maximum 4 electrons. Right? So this is the application of Pauli exclusion principle. Next one, Hund's rule. We take degenerate orbitals. For example, if we take 2p orbital, it has 3 orientations, right? 2px, 2py, 2pz. Each orbital can accommodate maximum 2 electrons. So 2 plus 2 plus 2, maximum 6 electrons can be placed in 2p orbital. Okay. So if you take degenerate orbitals, 2px, 2py, 2pz, each orbital can be accommodated by 2 electrons. So maximum 6 electrons will be there. Now take boron. What is the electronic configuration? 1s2, 2s2, 2px1. Isn't it? One s 2s orbital. If you take boron with atomic number 5, 1s2, 2s2, 2px1. If you take carbon, atomic number 6, 1s2, 2s2, 4 electrons already filled in lower energy orbital. Next, 5th electron is occupying 2px orbital. What about the 6th electron? Now 6th electron will be placed here or here. Maximum 2 electrons can be in an orbital. Now the question is 6th electron will occupy 2py orbital or 2px orbital. According to Hund's rule, the 6th electron will occupy here. It says, when the electrons are arranged in the degenerate orbitals, electrons singly occupy the orbital, then pairing takes place. Why? If 2 electrons placed in an orbital, there will be repulsion. So both the electrons in an orbital will have the same charge. So both the electrons in an orbital are having same negative charge. So electron repulsion will be there. So we called pairing energy. Pairing energy means energy required to pair the electrons in an orbital. So pairing is always requiring an energy, right? So since 2 electrons having the same charges, if they are placed in an orbital, electron repulsion will be there. To overcome that, we need an energy called a pairing energy. So in degenerate orbitals, electron singly occupy, then pairing takes place. Carbon electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1, not 2px2. Okay, don't write it as 2px2, 2px1, 2py1. In the same way, nitrogen, atomic number 7, 1s2, 2s2, 2px1, 2py1, 2pz1. 5th electron, 6th electron, 7th electron. So this is the correct order. This is not the correct order, right? First electron singly occupy the degenerate orbital. Then pairing takes place because pairing needs energy. Then oxygen, 1s2, 2s2, 5th electron, 6th electron, 7th electron, then 8th electron will involve in pairing. So electronic configuration 1s2, 2s2, 2px2, 2py1, 2pz1. Fluorine, atomic number 9. 9th electron will be paired. If you take neon, 10th electron will be paired in 2pz orbital. The same will be applicable for d orbital also. dxy, dyz, dzx, dx2 minus y square, dz square. If you take degenerated d orbitals, first electrons will occupy singly, then only pairing will take place. So this is called the Hund's rule. Okay. So filling of orbitals means what? How electrons are filling in the orbitals. We call it as electronic configuration or electronic arrangement. This is based on the 3 important principles: Afbauer principle, Pauli exclusion principle, and Hund's rule. Afbauer principle says electrons first occupy lower energy orbitals, then higher energy orbitals. Pauli exclusion principle says 2 electrons can be placed in an orbital, but the 2 electrons cannot have same all 4 quantum numbers. Maximum 3 quantum numbers may be same. 4th quantum number will be different because one electron is spinning in clockwise, another electron is spinning in anti-clockwise direction. Hund's rule says in degenerate orbitals, electrons singly occupy, then pairing takes place because pairing needs more energy, right? So these are the basic principles used to write electronic configurations. So with this, today's class over. We have completed energy of orbitals. We have framed the increasing order of energy of orbitals, then basic principles regarding the electronic configuration over. Tomorrow we will write electronic configuration of many atoms. Okay, thank you.